Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Transformers Lore. In the universe of the Unicron Trilogy Cartoon, the Hydra Cannon was one of the most powerful weapons in existence. Let's take a look at its history. There is much to the background to the Hydra Cannon before we get into its creation. It was built in the context of the Armada War of 2010, in which Megatron and a group of Decepticons were fighting against Optimus Prime and a group of Autobots on Earth over possession of the Minicons who had been scattered across Earth at the end of the previous Autobot-Decepticon War. The Minicons had arrived on Earth on a ship called the Exodus, which crashed into the moon with one half of the ship remaining on the moon and another half crashing into the Earth itself. When the Armada War began, the Decepticons discovered the Exodus hull on the moon and made the Minicon ship their base of operations for the campaigns on Earth. After obtaining some Minicons, the Decepticons began using the Minicons as slave labor to build themselves a proper ship to one day return to Cybertron. This ship was being built underneath the wreckage of the Exodus. As the Armada War continued, 3 different Minicon teams became prioritized by the Autobots and Decepticons, as those Minicons could combine to form powerful weapons. Jetstorm, Runway, and Sonar of the Air Defense Team could become the Star Saber. Dirt Boss, Downshift, and Mirage of the Race Team could become the Skyboom Shield, and Astroscope, Payload, and Skyblast of the Space Team could form the powerful Requiem Blaster. These 3 legendary weapons were key points in the Armada War, and the Decepticons finally succeeded in collecting all 3 weapons. The Decepticon tactician Thrust discovered that the 3 weapons, when their energies were combined together, could power a cannon with enough strength to destroy a planet. This weapon of the 9 combined Minicons was known as the Hydra Cannon, named after the mythic Hydra with 9 heads. The Hydra Cannon was installed into the new ship being built as both its primary weapon and its power source, and this new ship also received the name of the Hydra Cannon. Once the Hydra Cannon was completed, the ship, captained by Megatron, launched from the moon, destroying what remained of the lunar half of the Exodus. Under Thrust's suggestion, the Hydra Cannon was to test its weapon against Earth, creating quite a spectacle as Earth news reporters extensively reported on the alien ship. In a preliminary test, the Hydra Cannon successfully destroyed a comet as a demonstration of its power. After reconnaissance by Jetfire, Optimus Prime himself stormed the Hydra Cannon in an effort to save Earth. With the Matrix of Leadership, Optimus Prime was able to deflect the Hydra Cannon blast back against the ship, causing the Minicons to separate and break the weapon. However, Optimus Prime died in the raid, having exploded into millions of pieces that rained across Earth. The Hydra Cannon did not fire on Earth again, and instead went on a course to return to Cybertron, pursued by the vengeful Autobots on the Axelon. The ship engaged in combat, during which the Minicons used the Matrix of Leadership to bring Optimus Prime back to life, because of course they did. After an incident that involved the Unicron agent Sideways, the Hydra Cannon, now under the command of Galvatron, the reformatted Megatron, arrived on Cybertron, blasting its way through an Autobot fleet by itself to return to Decepticon territory. The Hydra Cannon became Galvatron's headquarters and the flagship of the Decepticon fleet. However, some of the Minicon weapons were stolen by Thrust when he revealed his loyalty to Unicron, making the Hydra Cannon weapon itself useless. With the Unicron battles having begun against the multiversal singularity Unicron, Galvatron met with Optimus Prime on board the Hydra Cannon, and established a peace agreement and an alliance. Galvatron captained the Hydra Cannon as part of the Cybertronian armada that fought against Unicron. It was during the Unicron battles that the Hydra Cannon fought its last battle, as it was destroyed by Unicron. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a history of the Hydra Cannon. I hope you've enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you have not yet, follow me on social media in the description, and consider supporting the channel on Patreon if you are willing. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. Huge thanks to our patrons, including this month's $10 plus patron, Josh Adkins. Check out the description for more patrons and more info about how you can receive a shout out here.